They have a composition that works really well around playing around 2 items. They're going to spike incredibly hard. Any early dragons they can grab are going to be great. BLG want to take this game late, and we did not get to really talk about game time. I know we had a very fun graphic setup for this. Be able to grab it. I mean, you have Sivir, right? Shun's actually going to skip his 6th camp, see if he can make any kind of action happen here. Zhuo's looking.
Alright, they already got On kind of trapped up here. He burns the heal first. He's going to flash, get away from the wall into the headbutt, but On should be slowed up and taken down. Pays is going to grab first blood. Shadow's just a little bit too late here to find a response, even though Elk has lethal tempo going. Elk has to be very careful how far he extends himself forward. BLG look like they don't want to stop pushing.
About impacting JDG's potential pace in this game.
Shadow maybe looking for a play to punish this Scion. It's hard to cut through this health bar. Good headbutt pulverize On, gets him back though. There's no angle for Xiao Shu to just ult his way out of this. Shouldn't even expend the flash here, really. He is just gold. Given over to Elk on a silver platter there as BLG are on the board.
And Rumble is catching a huge wave on top side. It's going to get mid wave. Let's see how they contest for this upcoming objective.
Oh, though. Going to catch both bot laners backing, but On flicks him back towards his team there. Zhuo's going to flash back, but the Impale is here for Shadow. And Zhuo getting himself caught here, like we talked about, a huge pain point for both of these supports.
And it's very easy to look like a great AD carry when you're Knight and Bin as you're soloing.
Yeah.
That's just a stimulus package. It happens. But this year, where they haven't been as solid.
Oh, Scouts. Okay. Flick back onto Knight. Problem is JDG. They're looking for the play to flash forward onto Shu, and they grab Knight. Scout doing some heavy lifting in the early game with this Azir. Gets Knight knocked down.
And he polishes 2 solid plays onto Knight before that flashes back up. The bottom side of the map. Otherwise, 3 grubs Azir picking off turret plates. And they get the flash from Shadow. JDG's early game this time around. Looking clean.
Getting some new life into.
Just to help Knight rotate down in his bottom side and take control. But Azir's going back up into the top, up into mid lane. So I think a really good allocation of resources going on through for JDG.
At this point
Ooh,
in the game.
Wait a minute. No flash and a teleport behind from Knight. Can they make this play? Shadow is in the area as well as On.
Okay, Shadow falling behind Zhuo. Pays. Not going to get flicked back, but he does get stunned. Barrier down. Shadow should set the kill up, and Knight's able to grab it. We come away like, oh, where's the setup for the Rumble Equalizer? It doesn't matter with this guy. He knows how to pinpoint position it as we see BLG start up that Herald, and they're going to bring Bin in here with that TP advantage. JDG, we just got to let this one go.
How are we going to answer this, though? Because Xiaoshu's sitting in mid. Scout is going to continue to take another wave. BLG, though, they're going to move all 5 members into this play and look towards the Dragon. Scout's going to potentially get a full turret for themselves. I mean, they're just going to look in mid, take the first tier 1.
Okay. Yep. They're not slowing down. First brick would give them feats of strength. A couple more autos to do it. On the hunt, Pop, they're going to go forward. Should force the flash away from Shadow, who does with the Impale. Pays is able to Valkyrie himself back to safety.
The Herald is going to go towards the bottom side, but this is solo gold here for Scout. I think that cannot go understated. Gold for Azir, getting him closer to his 2nd item. A very, very good look, G. That makes the Otacon in 20 seconds very, very appetizing.
Bot tier 1 turret is going to finally go down, but let's see how much more value Scout can get out of this sort of blank time period before the Otacon spawning.
I'm very depressed. Otacon has been a very fun objective, if not very overpowered. So it's going to be JDG taking control of the mid-wave.
Nice. Without flash, caught out of position here. All's going to try and kite for him, but he's dead. Scout finds the first kill and gets the Emperor's Divide onto Shadow. Sure, he gets the Impale down, but there's nowhere to take these captors. Knight picked off and JDG pounce.
And now that's the Otacon. 2 members down. BLG have no way of fighting this. There's no ability for them to maybe push. They can try to go through mid lane with this Sivir, but by the time they get through all of this wave, the Otacon will already be gone. BLG, massive pick, and this comes from that fight we saw around this Tri-Brush. Knight losing his flash now turns into a huge lead here for JDG, and potentially more. I mean, the Dragon spawning now.
BLG, Honda was playing on walking the thin wire there. BLG aren't going to let this Dragon just go to the wayside. They have Knight TPing in too, but Shadow is just now leaving the fountain. Elk being able to really carefully split the spell shield on the first knockup. Shun is going to jump on top, and that's a huge Weaver's Wall coming across from Knight. Is going to keep Elk safe. The fight going a bit long here, so watch the Sivers gets caught here by Zhuo, but Elk just does too much damage, and JDG might have overstayed their welcome in this bot side river.
I think this should have just been them committing for the turret. Oh no! Barely do not catch out Scout. 3 Dragons now to BLG. Finally, they had their solo laners in position, and Elk, big time, Mr. Consistent, slowly starting to ramp an advantage for themselves. And I have to imagine is because they've already found the first 3 Dragons.
Without a doubt. It's just such a massive win con. And you now got Elk, who's positioning everybody around mid lane, trying to get set up for this Baron. But I like Scout shifting up towards the top side, saw that wave could be in their possession.
Where is Zhuo?
Where is my support? Where is Zhuo? He has some Magnet Storm, Crash Down, Flash, all to get out, and he's completely caught. An absolutely head-scratching play from JDG's support, and it might cost them even more. Paze has to flash away from Shadow. Elk is flashing forward on the Siver, and he's going to get the kill onto Paze. Elk has got killer instinct down right now in this series.
I think you have to. You have Baron spawning in a minute and a half. Do not ruin this game right now. Zhuo's going to make a really far... Okay, I think this is very fake, guys.
Baron's gone. There's nothing to fight for, and how you see Shun get punted into all of BLG. If Elk remains untouched, I don't think there's anything for JDG to do with it. Is going to turn that LDR right towards Xiaosu, who is not taking enough to deal with it. Flashes out. Keeper's Verdict's going to punt out only Knight. Elk out of position for now. Bin does get exhausted. But Bilibili Gaming exercising some caution of their own, knowing they don't need to fight to get this Dragon a bit of a tougher spot. They can't do that. Baron sending down mid-wave minions, and now it's BLG. They're right on top of the Dragon here. Weaver's Wall comes down from Knight. Shun is on the wrong side of it, does have Flash. He's going to have to go for the 50-50, and he will steal it away. Shun saves JDG away from a Chemtech Soul. How mad are Bilibili about it? Shun going to flash out of the pit. Shadow trying to hold the front line as they get the pick onto Zhuo, and now On the Hunt is popped in. Oh boy, look out for the ripping and roaring Siver. That is Elk just to run over the rest of JDG. Shun and Scout can only leave the dead corpse of Xiaoshu there.
Next 30 seconds, they're going to grab bottom lane, mid lane, and top lane tier 2s. They're going to go all the way up to 7,000 gold in the lead.
And hey, guess what, guys? It's me, Slayer.
A first game victory. Bin right now has teleport, and he's doing Dragon by himself.
Oh, this is sneaky. Their stall game is in here for BLG as they eventually landed into their Goldilocks zone of game wins. And here comes Weaver's Wall from Knight. Haze and Scout on one side, the tanks on the other as Baron resets. Remember, Bilibili, they're buying time. This is all a ruse. JD Gaming, where is Bin? He is not here, so you have to force fight. Flash forward from Shun, gets right on top of Knight. Siver is still protected as Max Storm comes down, and Elk can start raining in this damage that JD Gaming have no answer for.
Scout!
Scout goes after him with a huge Shuriken Shuffle, but he's gone too far forward on his own, and Paze cannot step up past this equalizer. Scout falls, Paze is down. You got your golden goose, JD Gaming, but it's too little, too late. Ace and game 1 over to Bilibili Gaming.
Talia now teleports to the bottom side. That was as good as it was going to get there for JDG, but it's still not enough. They don't have the grubs, but they got a huge minion wave, and they can also have a mid wave if they don't have enough time to finish this game. Bilibili with an immaculate team fight around the mid lane finally close out this first game.
All of that went down without Bin. He TP's in at the final hour to save that team fight. Shun should respond here, but there's no one to clear out this wave or make this even contestable. Bilibili Gaming are going to take a 1-0 series lead as they look to lock themselves in top 4, to lock themselves in to a 3rd straight playoffs. Nara, Kaisa, like early, not a lot of action. I'm curious to see when we unlock Zhuo and On to kind of get on the map. Once when we get into that early phase here.
Similarly, like I was saying, with things like Kraken Slayer and Runons, her on-hit passives just become absolutely insane. So as a 1-item and 2-item spike, she becomes extremely obnoxious. Oh no, Shadow.
Wow, I love this read here from Scout. Shadow's just dead. Scout really locking in on this early game phase. The track, though, is how is Shadow going to try and make up this gold, hole made here up against Shun, who is, 700 gold. That is almost all the JD Gaming gold lead here. And it might dwindle a bit as Xiaoshu caught a bit far forward.
Show up on one side of the map, recall, and immediately come down onto the bottom side. So you can see Pays backing up a little bit.
Whoa, all right.
Really good use of the Q. Are they going to go for a dive? I mean, Shun doesn't have level 6. Once he kill the minion waves, kill the minions, now he hits it. Good timing.
Yep, now they're going after TP coming across from BLG. They're going to go on to on. They're going to allow Elk to kind of stack up and free hits. Turret shots are doing a lot of damage. Xiaoshu has to flash away. Is Elk going to flash after? No, Knight is here first. Land the stun and make sure that the Jax is sent packing.
Okay. Didn't get too much off of that. This taunt does not matter. Shun can come through. Oh, wait a minute, it's mattering.
No, it does. It does matter because Shun pops over the wall and executes him. TP, though, coming behind for On. Elk does not have ultimate yet. Can't transcend. Scout makes sure that Shun gets hooked into the public execution. And Ben gets himself the first kill as well.
BLG need to be careful, though. Right now, what's happening is they will have the ability to kind of go onto these grubs now, but Zhuo is 1 minion away from getting level 6, and that is a experience differential between him and On. They're going to play on this next wave. I want to see if maybe JDG are willing to play. You have the Galio ultimate, Knight actually using the Tibbers to force Scout to recall.
There's a solar flare online for Zhuo. Second grub secured. On is actually looking to turn here onto Shun, who does not have the Cyclone up, but there's a solar flare. On's going to eat the stun. Good Crescent Guard actually knocks Zhuo out of his Zenith Blade onto the other side. Hero's Entrance going to come across, not going to get knocked up on anybody. Elk waiting to hold that Transcendence, but he gets jumped on by Shun. Good cleanse, flash back out, but Pays hunts him down and finds the trade kill. Pays with a double, looking for the triple, potentially gets Shadow, will not be able to find that trade. JD Gaming spring the trap at Grubs. Mentioned the game timer stuff here for BLG. We'll revisit that once we get much later in here. But speaking on that dragon spawning about 10 seconds, I wanted to see if maybe any big items come through here. Scout, okay, so Scout's gonna get that first tank item locked in. Yeah, this is, I like this already from Bilibili. All they're sacking the dragon, they're taking plates and just trying to catch up a bit in that gold department where they've fallen a decent chunk behind.
Let's just make sure our solo lanes get into a good spot. Annie gets her first item, maybe 2 items. You can be in a really fantastic position in this game. Scout taking the very defensive path through his jungle. Doesn't know that On is here, but he has a lot of stats. I think he should be fine to just walk this out, especially with Phase Rush. How many plates does Annie get? She already got 1. She has 2 grubs, so she's going to get 2 at least here.
Here on the spot side with Xiaoshu, that will lock them in feats of strength. Do they teleport him in? Yes, they do. On a flank as BLG look for the fight first. Good use of Trickster there by Shun to get himself back out. Zhuo going to go in to set up the hero's entrance, and they try to blow up Shadow, and they do exactly that. Stun going to land from Xiaoshu. Look at Scout fly into the backline. Elk's going to immediately cleanse, but now he's got to deal with Pays right on top of him. Both AD carries trading blows, but Pays is bigger. Pays is better, and JD Gaming just wiped the floor with BLG.
1 for 5 ace, and they grab the Herald, and they're going to get 2 turrets potentially off of this with the bottom lane, and now a top tier 1 for Scout. JDG can do no wrong in this game as the dive composition is working. Shun is untouchable on this Wukong.
Anytime soon on the game timer.
They can't even get an objective bounty on top side now because Scout's answering this wave. It's really tough for JDG, or for BLG anyway, to answer. They gave up a lot of resources to get someone like Knight ahead, but that hasn't been working, and Jungle Camp's going behind. I have to imagine the game was kind of ruined when Shadow didn't get anything on red buff and then got invaded immediately. That spelled a lot of really big worry points for BLG, and if there's any point that they can maybe fight, I have to imagine when Elk hits his Yunara 2-item power spike with Runon's Hurricane, that should be a spot where they can play.
Oh, they're collapsing. Going after Xiaoshu. Bin teleports in. Knight does have the stun ready. Layers it down first. Drops Tippers through. Xiaoshu is picked off here. Question now becomes, do they want to give the gold? Public execution does have to be used here. And wow, that took a lot more time than you thought. And what does JD Gaming gain doing that? A valuable mid-tier 2 turret.
They have to do this, though. They have to be able to at least ease up on one of the lanes. Say, look, we're going to trade one of our turrets. A second turret, though, becomes really costly. And that is exactly what JDG are going to do. They are splitting BLG across the map right now. Hey!
Listen, all right.
Are we even allowed to use that?
I am the one non-admin here. I'm going to take a backseat. You guys got this.
As an admin, I did not approve that. I mean, I'm all for making jokes about me. What? Wait, dude, I guess we already used it, but, you know, I feel like the 50 semi, Why'd he say fuck me for? What did I do?
I mean, hey, listen, it already came up on screen.
Yeah, like what the? All right, well, whatever. Anyway, JDG can take this Baron really, really quickly. Oh, we're making an engage on the Scout.
We're going on to Scout. We're going on to Scout. Is it going to work too? Wow, all right. Now we're going after Shu with a depth charge. On one to keep the pressure going. BLG on the back, so they need to find a way back in. They've got Elk transcended, but they need to get to Paze, who does get knocked up.
They're doing it!
Timbers dropped on his head. Paze is down now, and Elk is free firing. JD Gaming collapsed at such a critical point because Otacon is up.
Well, okay. The lower third, we could still get a 4-0 tonight. That's an Otacon going over to BLG. There we go. I need that GIF. I want to be able to use that in my spare time on Discord. I'm sorry, I need that.
Not on live LPL cast.
Maybe not as a lower third, but I do respect that we did it. Either way, Otacon here for BLG, and a massive swing for them being able to grab that, because now they get the bottom lane tier 2. That was also potentially an objective bounty going over to them time as well. They still have a lot of gold and a lot of ground they have to make up, but 40 seconds before this dragon, and now they're starting to kind of make that pace back into this game.
I still want to point out, hold on, Zhuo's getting engaged now. He's going to try to turn it good. Solar Flare down the hero's engine. Elk using the cleanse to get himself back out. Here comes the re-engage though, and Scout gets 2 into the counter-strike stun. What a lair from Xiaoshu coming across, and Elk is down, 90% scattered, and Bin has no way to clean up this fight on the backside. And with that inhibitor wide open, JDG, if they can find these last couple kills, they might just silence the comeback with the win right here.
It's only 2 members. It's On and Knight. Knight does not have Tibbers, or I'm trying to see. Yes, Tibbers is up and available. This is just at the end of the game.
Oh, and Scout flashes right on Knight's head, says, no, sir, this game is over. JD Gaming find their one big win. Playoffs is still a reality for this team. But also the team that I feel like has really played early games better across this series are indexing once again into a very powerful mid-game power spike.
Wait, Scout already lost Flash. What the hell happened here?
Oh, and he cancels the back with the satchel charge, but he needed that. Oh, Shun. Where's the flag to my drag, Shun? Oh my God!
No!
All right. What's going on? All right, the mid lane returned back to the. God, we're going again.
No, that's fine. He has bot lane priority. Okay. He's allowed to do this. Joe's also missing out on a fair amount of experience. I think you just need to be able to give this up, but Aurora's coming. We're getting more fighting, boys.
Oh my God, we're fighting over a grub. Shadow's gonna get stun. Pace flashes on Shadow's head, and he's gonna find the kill for Scout. He uses the invis to get back out to safety. Elk now gets a huge blade caller onto 2, but has to flash back over the wall and shoot once again. Does not flag and drag. He just tries to throw his spear back out, and BLG are able to come across with a 1-for-1 trade.
Hey, man, you're playing Aurora. This is one of the easiest champions to play. Has an incredibly broken passive, and especially in the lane, should be able to deal with most matchups pretty fine, but now he's flashed, he's died twice and lost his teleport. This is possibly the worst case scenario here for JDG.
Xiaoshu though, trying to make it up a bit in his own solo lane. Down goes Bin. But if you're going against maybe the first team All-Pro in this series, I mean, Bessa wasn't super effective from Bin. By the time we got later on into that stage, he's able to throw his way around in game 2. And now look at this. He sent Shun up for a 2v2 gank. Elk gonna get the blade caller down, but it doesn't matter. Xiaoshu taking over on his patented Renekton. Coming up the river with Shadow as well. Bin with no teleport, but this feels greedy.
This could be good for JDG though. Not only with this engage on, but
Oh, on the other side, Zhuo's holding the wall up. Grand entrance over the wall, knocks up Shun. The Elk can't get the blade caller. Pace steps up for the first kill. That's jungler for support.
Pace kill. I think you're happy with that.
One grub secured for BLG back in live as JDG will try and make the stomp here, but Zhuo gets routed around, puts the shield up, gonna break soon. How far down to about half as neither support has access to their ultimate. Shun trying to get a high sway with one grub, but Scout getting engaged on the top side, gonna get knocked up, trapped, thrown against the wall between worlds, does not save him. Scout dropped for a 3rd time, and that secures 3 grubs to Bilibili Gaming.
My brother in mid, please, we have Flash. He's gonna get a little bit of damage onto him, but I want to see, because they're setting up with Trundle behind. On has heal. He's going to use it now.
Good knock-up. No chance for Scout to flash, and the TP from Xiaoshu is just a bit too late.
Advantage BLG. Obviously, gold is very nice. Solo experience for a champion like Ornn is going to feel very, very good here in this game.
Huge.
He'll be getting closer and closer to level 11.
Yep, and those big ornaments provide even more value past the gold grab. It feels like there's no window for the Aurora to bounce back, and it's hindering the rest of their team so greatly. I don't want to pigeonhole so much of this onto Scout and how far behind he's become, but you really needed this Aurora to be plays right into their wheelhouse this time.
I think you also have to think about what the other players on this team have done. I mean, Shun, we talked about that level 3 gank in mid was useless. Oh.
All right, Death Rush, they're jumping, dropping the Cataclysm, everything on to On. Pick up that kill as the culling does come across. Shadow does not get stunned up. They're able to find themselves a good pick off a good old-fashioned Death Rush.
All right, it's going to be them starting up this Herald, though. Ziggs does have teleport. Scout as well, but he is nowhere near level 11. So this objective should be going over to JDG, barring a massive comeback fight here from BLG.
On already back out, trying to run his way up towards the rift as the Herald take is stalled. Scout TP's in. So does Knight a bit safer towards that mid-tier 1 turret. Ben is in a very audacious spot right now. He's between Xiaoshu and the rest of his team, but nobody really seems to pay him attention, and Ben is going to flash over the wall. Scout also has to burn his flash as well, and it looks like we're in a 50-50 this Herald as the Inferno Bomb comes across. Shun able to secure the Herald, but not the eye just yet. Here comes the Ornhorn. Good block from Zhuo to make sure that Ben can't recast it towards his squad.
Oh, the between
and
worlds.
Scout goes in for the eye, and he's able to get it. He's going to pay it with his life, but who cares? He's already 5 deaths deep now.
That was also the flash out from Elkanot. It's not pretty. BLG, you can kind of see this game is getting a little weird. We've seen it time and time again. You have a Ziggs and they have 3 grubs. This top lane turret is going to be gone with this next wave coming on through.
Shadow's just going to try and hold it with Dominus. Doing a good amount of damage onto Shadow. He gets stunned up and he gets cut down. Knight has aggro. He has to flash over the wall, but Chu's going to follow him and land the Braum stun. Boy, what a high bounty to pay for one measly turret.
Why the hell are we not instantly proccing the W? Would be feats of strength, and so far Shun has been the master of the smite this series.
Does he have another steal in him? Nope. He's going to give that one over. Shadow going to grab it, and they're going to try and cut off. Escapes toward mid lane. Very treacherous brush to watch it too. Glacial Fissure down first from Zhuo. Burns his shield a bit early as well. Scout poking and prodding, but Ben's going to go in with a double knockup into the Inferno Bomb with the charm over top. That is the piece de resistance of the Bilibili Gaming comp. And it finds them a pretty critical kill onto Scout. Now they're looking for more. Good block from Joel again on the Call of the Forge God. Xiaoshu into the back lane, but where is the rest of the damage? He has to flash over the wall, but Shadow will follow him. Zhuo to fall, and next is the big Croc going down with one more bop from Knight as he takes Shadow with him.
That's an incredible fight, but BLG, they still have their Ziggs. This is going to be them pushing in the mid lane. Should be another turret alongside grabbing the dragon. Pace cannot do enough damage in this fight. Second item, Navori Flicker Blades here.
Okay, look at his gold lead compared to where the rest of his team is, and it feels so little.
And now he gets another turret. Opens up a 2,000 gold lead. How are JDG going to use this Herald? I have to imagine that that is the go button for BLG.
It's either go button on the Otacon or go for a fight. There's the quickness charm. They're dumping a lot onto Zhuo. Gets the shield up, flashes and heals himself. The Inferno Bomb going to go wide. TP is coming in from both Scout and Bin. But there's El going forward. The Blade Caller into the Featherstorm. What a way to set up BLG. It's leading forward with your AD carry. And boy, do they cash in.
They're going to go for a mid-tier, a top lane tier 2. How much more can they grab? They're going to ignore the Otacon for the time being. Get the gold first and then move on. This should be them starting up this objective, and in a fantastic fight. I mean, Bin with the Call of the Forge God again. No longer able to be blocked by Zhuo. And now they'll get the mid lane tier 2, but at what cost here from JDG?
I just want to get into this replay yesterday to see Bin and Elk taken over in this fight. Get your waves in order, maybe threaten mid lane here. This is the
flank.
Drake. Xiaoshu's flank maybe opens up a path here. Also got Shun on the backside. They're trying to pincer BLG in. They have to be pretty careful about how they go about this. Elk has no flash. He's going to cast the Feather Storm. Jun is looking to go in for the Cataclysm, but Elk is untouched. Nobody can get towards Elk until it's too little, too late. He falls, but who can really clean up the rest of this fight for JDG? Because Knight is flashing after and perfectly predicting Scout's movements in fog. It's only the bot lane for JD Gaming, living to tell the tale. Scratch that. No, don't scratch it, but it's still a win for Bilibili.
He's gonna absolutely annihilate this objective. 50 seconds before Baron will be a formality for BLG. As they put any questions about whether or not BLG are informed, CCS, this Ornn with the Otacon experience is just as potent as this Renekton. And now BLG get to just play right in the face of JDG.
Yep, blocking the Ornn horn, but you can't block the big bomb from Knight. Down goes Scout and Zhuo, and everything just crumbling here for JD Gaming. Baron's going to go down next, and it's only Xiaoshu that's able to find some remnants of a response.
All right, Paze is going to go mid. How much does BLG actually lose for this? Because they haven't started up the Baron. I think if JDG are playing smart and they're playing with their timers, now Xiaoshu could actually move up into top lane or move into this mid lane. They'll get 2 turrets for this. And at least, the one way that you can try to counteract a Baron is if you push all of your lanes incredibly deep so they can't use the Baron.
All right, quickness out from On. Pace has flash though, and he gets over to the blast cone. They're a little too late, so.
Imagine that this turret does not exist for very long, and that is true.
Do want to point out really quickly, book purchase for Knight, and him and Elk have those first Ornn augmentations coming across, so even more burst from the main damage dealers for Bilibili going forward.
Not going to push much further than that. Let's go catch our bottom lane waves. Maybe get some vision on the bottom side jungle. It's the game for JDG.
It's got to go soon because they've lost out on that turret, and triple inhib, a second inhib going down is not long for this world. They do get the engage on the Shun. Defensive Cataclysm, he's already dead, and Xiaoshu not able to snap engage in time, and now he's kind of left in the wasteland that is behind BLG's siege. And the Dominus is going to run out pretty soon. This is all just too misconstrued, and now the Knockup Slayer between worlds just tickles this BLG comp as they're stacked together. Ornhorn going to land once again from mid. He flashes over, and Elk gets the kill. And they might not go for the dragon. Here comes the final march forward for Bilibili Gaming.
Oh, there it is. Just completely blow up these turrets. Zhuo, he's going to be gone. JDG, they're going to be completely wiped off this last game.
Bit of a head-scratcher series from BLG at points. The results-based analysis is going to prove pivotal here as they get rid of the final members of JD Gaming and look to move to 9-3 and stay in contention for the top spot in the LPL.
What a fantastic Ziggs game yet again.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.